What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I want to talk to you about Virgin Galactic, ticker is SPCE. I want to give you a good breakdown of potentially where things might be going from here. And over and above that, a lot of bullish activity based on the latest round of 13Fs. So I'm going to go over all the stuff you need to know. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So when it comes down to it, I did do a video around here at the peak, and conveniently I did say based on the technicals that it was a little bit more overdue for a pullback. I didn't anticipate it to happen this fast though, but then again, here we are at $5. So while I'm on Ortex, I'll give you a quick update on shorts. Right now, short score is currently 81, utilization is at 100%. Shorts did in fact return 185,000 shares on Friday, which works out to be ultimately 51.33 million shares being shorted. 23.02 is the equivalent percentage of the free float that is being shorted. So I think in general though, on paper, it could have a squeeze, but I'm just generally talking on this as a benchmark because it's good to see what they are doing behind the scenes. So the fact is that they did return on Friday is and could be seen as a fairly good positive in that regard. And as far as the dark pool transactions, and of course that's very much linked to shorting, there was 3 transactions, 120,000, 205, and 238,000. And in general, that is a little bit lower than the norm, so just be aware of that. And there was no transactions from Friday. The last one was February the 3rd, and this is all the transactions on the secondary market, which typical retail investors do trade on. And then when it comes down to the options activity on Friday was a little bit more orienting towards puts. So a lot more puts have been being purchased, insinuating that a little bit more of a downtrend is anticipated. And of course, if you are looking at the technicals though, things do look like it went down quite a lot. So technically looking on the stochastic, it was very much overbought. And now it's a little bit more neutral at 37. If it does get to around the 20, then potentially it is a little bit more oversold. So one extreme to the other. Momentum, number of retail investors for the most part have been getting out ever since January the 27th. And on the actual chart though, it did break past all of the big support levels over the last couple of days. It is about to really touch the 100-day moving average, which is exactly at $4.79. And then right below that though, is that 50-day moving average at $4.68. So of course they are kind of fairly close, so that will be a very good support level for Virgin Galactic. But at the end of the day, if it does break that, then anticipate most likely another further downtrend similar to what happened here in December. So once again, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence at the end of the day. This is why though I like to look at technicals, because it doesn't give you any BS. It is just the basic stats. And of course, like I said, based on this, it is turning and a little bit more bearish overall still though. But despite that though, I want to talk on the latest round of 13Fs. So you can see, for instance, Bank of America, the red ones are institutions that did get fully out of their positions. Green ones are brand new ones. So you do see K2 Principal Fund added 62,000 calls. But more specifically, what I want to bring up is Vanguard. This is what everyone is caring about because Vanguard, for the most part, if they're increasing their position, clearly they see value. And based on Q4 as well, they were really trying to get rid of junk stocks potentially. So it does look like though in Q4, Vanguard did increase their position by 7.1%. That is very, very good, very optimistic and very bullish. And in total though, almost about 20 million shares for Vanguard. So I think in general, that is a very positive sign. And even though there is some other red ones that did reduce their position or get out, I think in general, this is still a lot of the smaller fish are getting out because clearly they were trying to mitigate risk. But Vanguard clearly sees that there is a lot of value in Virgin Galactic. So at the end of the day, I think in reality, this might be a very good time to potentially buy if it does bounce off of this support, because most likely I do anticipate it bouncing off of this and trending up, kind of being wedge bound between here and that $5.46 range. But then again, the upcoming CPI data that will most likely indicate whether things are going to be just completely going up or just completely going down based on the data. But regardless, let me know your thoughts on all of that in the comments below. Give yourself a shout out in the comments below as well, what you've been doing. Have you been buying at this level? Are you buying at a certain level? What's your mentality when it comes down to Virgin Galactic What are you waiting for? And over and above that, low, if you do like my channel, want to support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With that said, appreciate you guys watching. Let's all make a lot of money on Virgin Galactic.